You have these three things. I can almost guarantee you can retire. These three things, all right? So I was working with these people yesterday, just freaking legends, man. And it's just, look, I've done this video before, but it's been a while, actually. And I was just sitting there thinking, do people not realize how long I've been doing this? Look, I know I look like I'm 22 years old. I know I look like a fresh-faced young go-getter with my pearly yellows and my bags under my eyes. Still got my hair. I mean, probably going losing a little bit. But I looked up newspapers.com. I looked up my dad because I hadn't spoken to my dad in a long time before he died, and he was going bald. I was bald. I was like, man, I didn't know that because I hadn't seen him in 20 years or something like that because we just had a falling out. It's sad, but it is what it is, man. I mean, that's what he chose, and that's what are you gonna do, man? You know what I'm saying? You can't force people, and it's sad, but and at the end of the day, he found his lot with Jesus. That's freaking hell of a lot better than finding your lot with a human being. That's for sure. So it's all good there, and I just, I pray for my dad, and he's up there right now, sitting on the right hand of Jesus Christ, and because all knees will bend, Never forget that, my friends. If you forget that, you're forgetting the only thing that matters. Did Jesus die on the cross? Did Jesus get resurrected? And even Paul says, if Jesus didn't get resurrected, your faith is in vain. It really comes down to that. Anyway. So these people I talked to yesterday, man, I was like, just crushing. I said, look, I've been doing this so long, it's always the same thing. And I got these three things, ready? And we're going to write them up on the whiteboard that these pens that Miss Linda from Florida has given me. Woo, man, that is brutal on my brain cells. You can see the 1, 2, 3 things, right? Same woman. Now, you could say same man, same spouse, all right, but most of my audience is men. It's just YouTube is dominated by men. I think TikTok's dominated by women. But same woman, same spouse, if you will, all right? Same woman. Same house. All right, same woman, same house. Same J-O-B. It's a 3-letter word. J-O-B-S. If you know what I'm talking about, put it in the show notes. It's a 3-letter word. J-O-B-S. Oh. And if you have these for over 20 years, I can almost guarantee you can retire. Why? Because generally speaking, the house is paid. You didn't lose half your money to divorce. In the same job you've been accumulating for all these years. Because a lot of people, what they'll do is when they quit jobs, they'll spend their 401ks and all that stuff. But really what it comes down to is you're freaking content. You're content. Contentment drives retirement, man. All there is to it. You're content with your world. You're content with your lot in life. And the funny thing is a lot of times the same job, and probably not so much anymore, but there might be a small pension. Even these people, I think, yes, they had a $5,000 a year pension. Not much, but it's like, dude, that's, it's your Medicare payments right there. Same house, you got tons of equity in your home. A lot of people don't, when they have when they are content like that, they don't refinance their house and cash out and stuff like that, so they got tons of equity. And obviously, the same woman, they're not freaking, getting out the bar trying to get jiggy with the first thing that blinks at them, like, hi. And you're like, dude, I'm just here watching the Buffalo Bills game. And the lady's like, hi. And she's like 80 years old, no teeth and stuff. And she's like, but Josh, I love your pearly yellows. You're not bar hopping, all that stuff too. And a lot of that, these times, these people have their cars paid off. I mean, they'll be driving older cars. Who was I talked to the other day? Like a 1997 Honda Civic or something like that. I was just chuckling. And I had another couple that was driving almost identical to what I said. 2007 Ford F-150 for the husband, and then 2013 Toyota Camry for the wife. Now, I first started saying that when I first started my YouTube channel like 5, 6, 7 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So now it's 2025. If you're driving a 2013 Toyota Camry and a 2007 Ford F-150, you just reached freaking platinum legendary status. That's just a fact. But if you're now driving my oldest is a 2013 Toyota Highlander. It's got 157,000 miles on it. It drives fine. We got a 2017 Dodge Durango. Drives fine. 2017 Mini that my daughter drives fine. And then we got we gave one to Matt. We bought a new car, gave that to Maddie, a VW Tiguan, whatever it's called. And now we're still paying on, we're almost done paying on my wife's got a Ford Bronco, I think is what she drives. You know what I'm saying? So we basically, once we give these, once the kids are in college, we give these cars to the kids. You see what I'm saying? So Maddie got the VW because she's living in California. We don't want her driving anything that could break down. Then we got the Toyota Highlander. We're going to give to Kevin next year when he'll be in his second year Auburn. He'll be living off campus. Chloe, she lives at UGA, so she has a Mini. And then Charlotte would have the Ford Bronco. I'll have we call Moose, the Dodge Durango. And then the Highlander we call Speedy. Speedy, that's what Liam named it when he was 6 years old. Can't remember how we came up with Moose. I forgot, but Moose is my Durango. And then Liam next year will be a freshman in college, so he won't get a car until he's a sophomore. And then he'll probably and Moose might be a little bit too big. I don't know. We might give him the Bronco and have to get my upgrade for my wife. And then we'll be good, man. You know what I'm saying? And then the kids will have their cars. And then we'll have to get two cars. One we'll have probably a payment on one of them, and we'll pay it off in 3 years like we always do. And I have my wife with 26 years of marriage, 4 years of dating. Now, we've been in this house since 2013. Yeah, so that's 12, 13 years now, you know what I'm saying? And, by the time we're out of this house, it'll be 18 years or so in the same house, so not quite 20 years. Same job. I've been in my job for 8 years now. The industry I've been in since 1998. But it's usually, a lot of times, some people will jump ship, but nothing wrong with doing that. Nothing wrong with doing that. What I'm just saying is you're kind of in this, not just the same, a lot of times people stay at the same job. And generally speaking, if you stay at the same job, it means there's a level of contentment that you have a lot in life. Now, for me, I'm just too hyper. I like doing what I do. But before I did what I do, I was like, man, I was at USA for 10 years, which is my longest tenure by far. Vanguard for like 3 years, I think. Charles Schwab for like a year. I was a broker for 5 years previous to that. No. So I was a Vanguard for 3, Charles Schwab for 2, for 1 or 2, 1.5, something like that. And a banking for 4, and then at a broker for 5, then went to USA for 10. So, I've been doing the same stuff for a long time, but I did do some job hopping back in the aughts, from 1990s to, basically I started at USA in 2008. So from 2008, I've been at USA and then doing this. And, so we're talking, now we're going on 20 years basically the same job. So a couple of years will be basically 18 years in the same house, 30 years the same woman, same job will be 10 to 20 years or so for me. So, and then, basically the debts will be paid off. The debt, this house won't ever be paid off over here just because we refinanced to cash the money out, like I just said, don't do, to help my kids, which, that's what am I going to do, man? But we still got tons of equity. We don't have a pension, but, we don't have, I don't lose half my money to divorce. The house won't be paid off, but we'll sell it and downsize and we won't have a house payment. And then, I accumulate. Charlotte puts a little bit of money into her retirement account through the school district. She doesn't get paid much, you know what I'm saying? But she does, she contributes. I put $1,000 a month, every single month. I put into my brokerage account, VTI, $1,000. And as long as I keep that up, and then the markets contribute, we'll be okay. I can't guarantee you that, but dude, given what I know, because my experience of doing this, you can be just fine, dude. So if you're thinking about frolicking through the park away from your lady, I would say don't do that. If you're thinking about selling your house to upsize and taking on a big fat mortgage, which I doubt you'll do, I'd say don't do that. If you're thinking about quitting your job and going and starting a freaking drop shipping thing because you're like, I can do Amazon drop shipping, whatever the hell that is, I would say don't do that. Just keep doing what you're doing on the same path and do it for 20 years and you're going to be good to go. Guaranteed. Asterisk. Almost. All right, love your thoughts. Smash that like button. We'll see you guys. And don't forget to subscribe. Why not? Just hit the subscribe button. Help me help you by you subscribing. All right, we'll see you.